Well, welcome everybody to today's video, and thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to my blogs and video blogs each and every day. Today I was talking to my manager at work, and he happened to mention about trees and trees that he's got in his backyard or in his property. And from the description that he gave, the trees that he has in his property are quite large. And because they're quite large, he needs to seek necessary authority, approvals from those authorities to actually remove these trees. So far he's gone to 3 or 4 different government bodies to get this approval, and he's starting to think, hang on, this is a bit of a joke. Just for the sake of chopping a tree down, having to go through all these different levels of approval. But it got me thinking about trees, and one of my favourite spots in Brisbane is to come to these gardens, and some of you might be hearing some of the birds that are whistling in the background. I can assure you they're imitation birds, they're not real ones, but what is real is right behind me. You can see these beautiful trees and ferns in this make-up rainforest area in Brisbane. Anyway, to get to the point about trees and what I was thinking about trees is my own business tree. Now, as we all know, with any sort of business or really anything in life, it's like a tree. Let me explain. For me, my business is like a tree because it has its main stem, as you can see by the tree behind me. It has its main structure, and from that structure there are a number of branches. So how I assimilate that with my business is that I have my main structure of my business, and from there I've got branches coming from that. Okay. Now those branches are in the shape of people, or they're in the shape of different opportunities, but all in all, the tree, to start with, right from when it first started, needs to have food and water, and it needs to be nurtured. Okay, and obviously through feeding and watering and nurturing the tree, it then starts to grow over years. But that's not the end of its life. It doesn't get to a certain point and just stop. You need to keep on watering and feeding that tree and nurturing it, so that it then develops into an even bigger tree. And that bigger tree, of course, forms branches, and each of those branches, they also need to grow, and they'll only grow if they get sufficient food and water and nurturing. So very much like my business, where I need to keep on nurturing and watering and feeding that tree, my business tree, so that it will continue to grow. So the message quite simply is to encourage each and every one of you, whatever your tree may be, whether it's a work tree or a family tree or a business tree, a church tree, whatever it is in life that you like to assimilate it to being a tree, just encourage you just to keep on watering and feeding and nurturing that tree of yours, so that it will continue to grow for you. Okay, and if you find for some reason, hopefully not, but your tree might develop a disease or something like that, okay, that's an indication that maybe something within the structure of that tree is something wrong. It might need some attention, obviously, by the fact it's got a disease. So there's warning signs that will come up from time to time on the tree. Similarly, you'll get some warning signs with your business if things are not going quite the way you'd expect. Take a look at those warning signs, fix up the problems, and make sure that your tree continues to grow. Anyway, I think enough said for today. You've obviously hopefully got the gist of the message today. I've enjoyed sharing that with you. I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow, and ask you to tune back in, and we'll find another subject to talk about for sure. So all the very best. Have a great day, what's left of it, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Thank you.